Hi, I'm Tasha with One Big Happy Life on behalf of the Financial Diet, and this is the Lifestyle Fix brought to you by Skillshare. With my 40s being just a few years away, I've been thinking that maybe it's time to start investing in a proper skincare routine. So I decided to do an experiment where I pitted drugstore beauty against luxury beauty to see who wins. For 2 weeks, I used a $300 skincare routine on one side of my face and a $30 drugstore routine on the other side, and I'm sharing the results and my thoughts with you today. First, let me give you a quick background on my skin and what my routine looked like before this little experiment. I have really dry skin and my skin tone is uneven. I'm darker around my mouth, the perimeter of my face, and around my eyes. I don't wear makeup on an average day, but I do wear makeup on days like today where I shoot videos, so generally 2 to 3 days a week. I'm lucky in that I've never had a problem with acne, but I do get one or two small pimples around that time of the month, or if a cleanser isn't doing a good job of removing residual makeup. For most of my life, I've washed my face using drugstore cleansers and moisturized with the same lotion that I used on the rest of my body. In my 30s, I decided to start using face creams, and I've been using the Olay Regenerist day and night cream off and on for the past few years. The problem was that my skin still felt pretty dry, especially in the winter, and I couldn't really tell a difference with my skin when I was using it versus when I wasn't. So I decided to do a little experiment and pit the drugstore products against the expensive skincare products to see if I'd see noticeable results. So let the $300 luxury skincare versus $30 drugstore skincare battle royale begin. First, let's talk about the products that I chose for the $30 routine. I have to start out by saying that it was really challenging to put together a routine sticking to a $30 budget. Many of the skincare products, even at the drugstore, are all over $10, especially the face creams. At the very least, I knew that I needed to buy a cleanser, a day cream with SPF, and a night cream. Or I could also get a non-SPF face cream for day and night and then a sunscreen for daytime use. For my cleanser, I chose the Olay Regenerist Cream Face Cleanser, which cost $9. I liked that this cleanser included gentle daily exfoliation, especially because I knew that my budget wouldn't stretch to include a separate exfoliant. I opted to go for a day cream and a night cream because it was the most cost effective. For my day cream, I chose Neutrogena's Daily Moisturizer with Sunscreen for $12. I chose it because, well, the price was right. Most face creams were way more expensive, and I was trying really hard to stick to that $30 budget. Secondly, it had a really high SPF with SPF 50. Most of the other more expensive drugstore products had SPF 25 or below, and it promised to keep my skin moisturized all day. For my night cream, I chose the Botanics All Bright Hibiscus Hydrating Night Cream, which costs $12. It claims to have natural exfoliating alpha hydroxy acids that create a smoother, brighter, and healthy looking skin tone. I was sold. So my drugstore routine consisted of 3 products for a total of $34. Now let's talk about my $300 luxury care routine. It consisted of a cleanser, toner, exfoliator, serum, mask, eye cream, day cream, and night cream. For the cleanser, I chose Caudaly's Gentle Milk Cleanser, which retails for $28 and claims to effectively clean the skin and remove makeup while also soothing the skin. For the exfoliator, I selected Volition's Turmeric Brightening Polish. It's supposed to soften and hydrate the skin while addressing uneven skin tone and texture and hyperpigmentation, both things that I have issues with. For the toner, I chose Murad's Resurgence Hydrating Toner, which retails for $34. It's an alcohol-free toner that moisturizes and helps lock in moisture. For the serum, I used Volition's Snow Mushroom Water Serum, which retails for $50. It hydrates, reduces the appearance of pores, and evens skin texture. My day cream and night cream were both from Origins. For day, I used the Origins Plantscription with SPF 25, which costs $60, and at night, I used the High Potency Nitamins Resurfacing Cream, which costs $45. Now, I do want to say that I wasn't able to get an SPF 50 in the day cream and fitting within my budget, so there was that. For my eye cream, I chose the Kiehl's Creamy Eye Treatment with Avocado for $30, which claims to provide daily hydration to the eye while also being perfect for using under eye makeup. Lastly, for the mask, I chose the SK2 treatment mask, which costs $17 for one mask. It claims to provide intense hydration and a rich mix of vitamins, organic acids, and minerals that work together to enhance skin cell renewal. After I had my products, the plan was to use the expensive products on one half of my face and the drugstore products on the other half for 2 weeks, and then report on my results. On the days where I wore makeup, I removed it with olive oil and washcloths before starting my skincare regimen. The first and most obvious difference that I noticed was that my expensive routine took a lot longer. I'd put on both cleansers, then I'd rinse them both off. Then I'd put on my drugstore face cream on one side of my face, and I was done with that side. It felt strange to still have 4 to 6 more steps to go on the other side of my face. The very first day that I used the products, I could tell that the drugstore side of my face felt tight and under moisturized, while the luxury side felt supple and moisturized. It looked shiny and dewy, while the other side of my face looked dull, dry, and matte. By day 3, things kind of started falling apart on both sides of my face. My pores on the $300 side definitely looked smaller than the pores on the $30 side, and my face did also feel super hydrated on the $30 side. Now for the downsides. By the second day, I'd started to get 2 to 3 small pimples on my face on the $300 side, as in they would pop up one morning, be almost gone the next morning, but then 2 more will have popped up in other places. Now, I mentioned before that I'm not prone to acne and I don't typically wear makeup, so the constant breakouts were kind of low-key traumatizing. And I was also having issues on the drugstore side. The Olay's Gentle Daily Exfoliant was starting to irritate my skin by day 3, and my skin's texture started to change for the worse. My skin's texture was pretty smooth before the experiment started, and 3 days in, the drugstore side was starting to look like sandpaper. It was particularly noticeable when I wore makeup. By day 5, the drugstore cleanser was making my skin burn, even though I tried to be as gentle as I possibly could while I was cleansing, and the texture just kept getting worse and worse. I swapped out the Olay for another drugstore cleanser that I had on hand, which is Neutrogena's Ultra Gentle Daily Cleanser, which I've used for years. This is when I discovered that Target doesn't generally take returns on open cosmetics, so lesson learned there. The $300 side was doing great, except I was still having issues with new pimples popping up almost every day, which was really frustrating. I tried taking my time with the cleanser to really get my skin clean, but nothing I did stopped the new pimples from popping up. I will say though that the blackheads around my nose disappeared by day 5 on the $300 side, but were still very much there on the $30 side. Once I stopped using the Olay exfoliating cleanser, my skin on the drugstore side stopped burning when I cleansed, but the texture kept getting worse. On day 9, I decided to quit the experiment and stopped using the drugstore products entirely because I didn't like what they were doing to my face. I started using the luxury products on my entire face, and within 3 days, my skin texture looked noticeably better on the drugstore side. So now that I've shared what the experience was like, I'll share some overall thoughts and takeaways I had on the whole thing. Number 1, I really liked having a more involved skincare routine. Before this experiment, I'd never really had a multi-step skincare routine. And at first, I really wanted to just rush through the whole process. But after a few days, I found myself really enjoying that time and savoring putting the products on my skin. I work full-time, I run a business, I have a family to care for, so it was nice to have dedicated time before bed where I could just focus on myself. Skincare is definitely self-care. The luxury products all had beautiful packaging, a pleasant texture, and smelled amazing but not overpowering. Sure, none of that matters when it comes to effectiveness, but it sure added to that feeling of being pampered, which was nice. And while I don't think that you need to buy luxury products to create a multi-step skincare routine, it's far more challenging to do that on a $30 budget and actually have products that work. Number 2, it's not the price tag of the product that matters, but whether you can see measurable results on your own skin. While overall, I would say that I had better results on the luxury skincare products side than on the drugstore side, I wouldn't say that all of them are equally effective or necessarily more effective than drugstore brands, but I will say that they were overall gentler on my skin than the drugstore products. It's been a few weeks since I did the experiment, so I can tell you that it was the Caudalie Gentle Milk Cleanser that was actually causing my breakouts. It was a little too gentle and a little too milky and left layers of residue on my face that caused mild breakouts. Once I swapped it out for my normal cleansers, La Roche-Posay on makeup days and Neutrogena on my non-makeup days, my breakouts went away. I've tried a lot of drugstore moisturizers, and none of them have moisturized my skin as well as pricier products. But that might not be your experience because everyone's skin is different. Number 3, know the store's return policy before you buy. The biggest drawback I had with the drugstore products is that there was no way for me to try them before I bought them. I purchased all of the luxury brands at Sephora, where I had an opportunity to test them out on my hand and to even take home a sample to see how my skin would react before I committed to the full purchase. And I could always take back any product within 60 days for a full refund or after 60 days for store credit. I made the mistake of purchasing my drugstore skincare products from Target, which does not have a generous return policy when it comes to items that have already been opened. Instead, I should have gone to Ulta, Rite Aid, or CVS, which all allow you to return your open skincare items within the return period, no questions asked. So now let's talk about my favorite products from this experiment and whether or not I'd buy them again. The Murad toner smells amazing and left my skin feeling ultra hydrated. I will definitely buy this toner again, and I expect that one bottle will last around 4 months. The Volition Mushroom Serum really did hydrate my skin, and while it will certainly be a product that I will consider purchasing in the future, I'm so new to serums that I'm not willing to commit to one just yet without trying a few others first. I also really liked the SK2 mask. It felt amazing on the half of my skin that I used it on, but spending $17 per week on a skincare mask just doesn't fit in with my financial priorities right now. So as much as I loved it, it's a no for me right now. And of course, the Neutrogena Gentle Cleanser will probably always be a beauty staple of mine. It's effective and it's reasonably priced. None of the other products really stood out to me as particularly being worth the price, even the drugstore products. But again, everyone's skin is different, and even though something didn't work for me, doesn't mean that it won't work for you. So now that we've talked about how to manage your skin, let's talk about another great place to learn other life skills, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on essential topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Looking to master managing big projects with multiple moving parts? Check out Brett Harned's class, Introduction to Project Management, Methods and Tactics for Success, where you'll learn how to optimize whatever project you're working on, whether it's orchestrating a dinner party at home or leading a product team. Click the link in the description box to join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today, and to take advantage of a special offer just for TFD viewers. The first 500 visitors will get 2 months of unlimited access to over 25,000 classes for free. Act now so you don't miss out and start learning today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, and tune in here every single Friday for another new episode of The Lifestyle Fix. See you next week.